Hi everyone, welcome to Mr. Ben Coaching. I just thought I'd give you a brief couple of minute talk on cadence. We probably never often think about cadence when we're riding on the road. If we do, we've probably got a rough idea where we are. But I thought I'd just talk to you about low cadence and high cadence and why you need a balance of both in the cadence bank, I call it. So I'll start with a lower cadence. That means literally a bigger gear, and what I'm doing at the moment, about 65 RPM. Predominantly it works with fast twitch muscles, which obviously traditionally are the sprinter muscles, the ones that give explosive power. For example, if you want to get top of a hill and drop your mates, you stand up and you use those fast twitch fibres. The downside to those is if you're predominantly riding in a big gear, you're stressing the leg muscles more and you get fatigue early. Hence when you see the pro cyclists, they're smooth through the pedals, often 80, 90 cadence or above, still pushing a big gear, but they're not predominantly loading up the legs because they need to save it for later on in the race if they do a breakaway or there's a big hill, steep hill where the huge amount of torque is required from the fast twitch fibres. How do you train the fast twitch fibres? Well, obviously you can look at strength and conditioning, but in terms of cycling, you want to just gradually start doing some bigger gear, lower cadence, but not much, maybe 30 seconds or 60 seconds only. Maybe 5 or 10 of those within a ride. Too much too soon, sore knees and a lot of pressure on the back. There's nothing worse when you see someone grinding up a hill like that, twisting the pelvis, pushing the legs, doing about 50 RPM, and it's not efficient. Be better off to use a slightly easier gear and spin off, which leads me now to faster cadence. Faster cadence for me is 80 and 90. On a watt bike I can sit a bit more because there's no undulations. What's the benefits of riding with a faster cadence? Well, it works the cardiovascular system more. If you try riding at 100 RPM on the road, you will see your heart rate soar. Even if you haven't got a heart rate, you will feel like it's going higher. So there is that added benefit. I think it also improves your pedalling form and it saves the legs to a degree. If you need that later on in the race or a sportive or a hill where you need that torque and strength of the legs to create the power. So you need, like we say, we need to work both. How do you train cadence? By doing, you can do single leg drills. You can, so if I'm sitting now, I'm sitting at 90 RPM now, I could do a minute 90 RPM. And then if I want to, I can go a little bit higher. But just sitting at 100 now, starting to feel a lot more challenging. So if you're out with your friends and all you do is push a big gear, there's the risk of being dropped, especially in a road race. So you need to be able to work accordingly, have that bank account where you can go into high revs and low revs with a bigger gear if you need to. So you need a balance of both. They've both got the merits, but you must do a little bit of work. If you're pushing a big gear, be careful you don't do too much and start to get sore knees and lower back because of the torque required and the twisting you produce on that. So they're really simple things to explain about. And as I said on another video, speed or horsepower of your cars is torques times revs. So look at someone like Chris Froome or Bradley Wiggins. They can produce really high revs because they're so efficient and also push quite a big gear, which leads to big power. Us mere mortals, I can't get anywhere near what they do, I'd love to. So I have to make do with working what's efficient for me. So 80-85 RPM in a medium gear. So that is the most efficient way for me. I can't just push a big gear and plod and grind, it doesn't suit me. I also find sometimes if I rev too much, I become aerobically tired, cardiovascular system works too hard. So I think you have to find what's suitable for you on the road. But it's not a difficult thing to practice, it just makes you think. If you're used to doing one or the other, tap into the other side and get some work from it. And like I say, do some Google search. There's huge amounts of information out there. And if you have a coach, then tap into his or her knowledge about cadence if they haven't done so already. Okay, I will let you go, guys. Have a great training session. I look forward to seeing you next time.